Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where I apologize if my voice is a little scratchy today. I've spent a lot of time outside, it's springtime here in the US, and there was a lot of pollen. So I'm having a bit of an allergic reaction in the throat, it feels like. So if I'm a little bit unusual sounding, that'll be why. But Kazaria is, of course, independent right now, and that is because we just inherited. We are on overall Confederate partition. So the Baltic Empire was handed out, as was Kazaria. We got the Baltic Empire back under control last episode. We also got the Byzantine Empire under control. We are, of course, married to the Empress. So the Byzantine Empire will be entering our realm soon enough, as will be Armeland, just as soon as our mother gets around to dying. She is ailing right now, but that's fine. We also got the Kingdom of Hungary entirely, It was entirely our vassal that did that. I didn't even notice it was happening until last episode. So, that exists. The Kingdom of Hungary is in our territory. And that means that we have a lot of de jure claims here that we can press. And, of course, because we have chronicle writing at this point, it's going to be a lot easier to press those because we can use de jure duchy CBs. Royal Prerogative will be done very soon as well, and then after that we'll probably just allow Armillary Sphere and Hereditary Rule to progress on their own, and we're probably going to work in the High Medieval era. However, we have trebuchets. We only have mangonels ready to go. So after this war, we're going to need to update to trebuchets. We are gathering right here, and we're heading up to the capital of Kazaria. We don't expect this to be a very challenging war. He's only got 5,000 troops, so that'll be okay. This jerk tried to claim our throne. What a jerk. Okay, so we're going to raise up something like 10,000 levy troops. I think that'll be more than enough. Okay, this is 15,000. And we don't have our siege weapons here. I'm going to split off virtually everyone here and leave just Count Herman. Everyone else is going to head up northward, along with these guys. And Count Herman is going to work on gathering up the siege weapons. Although, I think we'll leave behind a couple of levy troops as well. Something like this, and then these guys will head up north. Okay, something like that. Cool. There's Royal Prerogative. We're going to go ahead and go for, I think, hoardings or windmills. I think hoardings. We're going to go for hoardings next. Heraldry is what's being exposed. We don't really care about heraldry. I mean, high partition would be nice, I suppose, but it's not hugely important. So these guys are embarking from here. We'll keep an eye on that. This is his entire army. So we kind of need to track them. We should probably also embark. And just pursue him. He's coming in over this way. Okay. So we're done gathering our siege force. We'll group this together, and we are going to need a siege commander here. It'll be Duke Thomas, and we're just going to come up this way and make our way over towards their capital. These guys, they're going to head in over here and attempt to pursue. There's a Serbian Orthodox uprising in the Byzantine Empire. I think the Byzantines can handle that on their own. In theory, yes. If they can't, then we will deal with that after we're done taking back Kazaria. So we're going to pursue these guys and hope to catch them over here in Azov. That would be nice. Maybe they let us catch them at the barony. And yes, they do. Cool. This would, of course, go faster if we had trebuchets. We do need a new spy master. It will be this lady. And actually, that's Kazaria under our control. Okay, so at this point, we're going to move these guys. I want to take a look. So this guy's the war leader. Here. We should obviously send this force to go fight him. Who do we want to siege, though? Thessalonica, maybe? That is something that we could, in theory, do. siege over here. Okay. Well, we'll make our way in. And we will, of course, want to upgrade to trebuchets as soon as we can. We're not in that position just yet. We're keeping an eye on these forces over here. We'll arrive over here quite soon. According to this, we would heavily lose this engagement, but that's actually false. We would win that engagement. Well, maybe not, actually. We need to do this a little carefully. They have numbers, so that's going to be potentially an issue for us. Let's actually just chill right here. And I can't middle mouse scroll. There we go. Let's chill right here, and we're going to resupply quick. Okay. So we're going to resupply. They're wandering off over this way, and that's not actually going to do anything for them. So that's fine. Where's their leader at? Okay, he's down in this group still. Sure. The Byzantines are sieging up here. And I'm wondering, are they in another war? What is this war? Yes, this is a war against tyranny, and we could offer to join that war. There we go. We don't expect that war to be a challenging war, of course. And we have landed over here and begun to siege. Perfect. So we're just keeping an eye on these guys while we resupply for the moment. I am interested in catching this force over here. So we could have these guys come on over, and we catch them right here. That'll stack wipe, I think. Yeah, that stack wipes. Excellent. We do need a new steward. This lady will do. And we can grab a stewardship perk. Let's go for war profiteer. There we go. That'll keep our money a little higher. Ah, okay. So we now know what their plan is. They're heading up to join up here. So we're going to head up there ourselves. They've kind of split off a little bit here. We do have a daughter. That's fine. They're heading up maybe over here? Regardless, we need to take this because this is war goal. So we're going to head in here, and this army will get stack wiped. No problem whatsoever there. We need another counselor, so our chancellor will go in here. Cool. And the Byzantines will be winning their fight here. Okay. So we have 16k troops to their 21k. For now, we're going to back off. I'd like to link up with the Byzantine army over here. And let's check in on this status. Okay, so this siege is basically complete. Irritable or drunkard? We'll go for irritable. And we're going to start sieging this capital next. Excellent. Okay. So they're sieging over here. I was hoping that the Byzantines would turn around and help us fight over this way. They don't seem so inclined. So we're going to have to try to catch these guys in an awkward shuffle. Well, we got locked in there, which is unfortunate. But this is actually good. Look at how much advantage is in our favor. Yes, we're going to lose the fight, but we're causing them extreme casualties here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and retreat now. We are retreating up to here. Okay, sounds good. We're going to drop a rally point there, and we're going to raise additional men-at-arms so that that doesn't happen anymore. How many are we going to want to raise? Around 10k would be sufficient. We do have a dangerous faction here. This is Independence. The Queen of Hungary, huh? I feel like we dealt with her, didn't we? We did. It's this again. So we invite our sister to court. Would her being in our court alone be what we need? I don't think so. No. So we invite our sister to court here, and now we have to break this betrothal. And then we recreate the betrothal. Although she wouldn't accept that, we're going to go for our daughter here, who is of more appropriate age. So we actually need to do this. She'll accept this one. Okay. I really dislike that bug. I really feel like that's a bug. I truly do. So we're going to stop gathering here. We've got plenty of troops. And we're going to come down here, and we're going to start beating these guys. No problem whatsoever there. That siege is not over just yet. We're going to get a little bit of gold here. Sounds good. Okay. And we're going to head in here. We will absolutely win now that we have the numbers. There's nothing they can do about this. That was actually a stack wipe before they showed up with the majority of their troops there. This is devastating for them. In fact, the war is over. And wow, she was very prompt on piecing that one out. Okay, so war against tyranny, huh? We could come down over this way. And I want to take a look. This is the only location? Sure. So we'll head over here and siege. And I guess we can try to head these guys off at the pass. The Byzantines are chasing them over here. We can come in from this direction. Oh, the Byzantines caught them. This should end the war. Excellent. Okay. We're at peace. So we are disbanding our war, or rather disbanding our troops here. Yes. That's fine. We're disbanding our troops, and we are now going to go in and upgrade our mangonels. It's been a while, but we need trebuchets. So we're going to create 2 regiments of trebuchets. And we're going to max those out. Cool. We'll allow that to regenerate for a bit. We do have a stewardship perk here. We'll take Hergeld. That's fine. And of course, the reason we're on stewardship right now is for the domain limit, not anything else. So, we're expecting to have quite a lot of de jure to work with here. So, what about Bohemia? We have some de jure over there. Westslavia. We can't create that. Carpathia, we can't create. Russia, we can't create. So we're going to have to take over quite a bit of territory here. And also keep in mind, these empire titles, they're getting handed out when we succeed. So we're going to have to be careful about that. We are not able to get primogeniture for a good long time yet. That is not available in the high medieval era. That is in the late medieval era in CK3. It's very, very late in the game indeed. So that is something that we need to think about. Kingdom of Lithuania will become de jure part of the Kingdom of Scandinavia. That is drifting into Scandinavia? Interesting. Even though it's under the Baltic Empire right now, which is created. Huh. Okay, sure. That's fine. So we're just allowing our trebuchets to reinforce right now. That is the primary goal. And we should also probably consider bringing our court grandeur back up. How far up can we go? This is actually fine. Done. Okay. This ransom is acceptable. And we could actually host an exotic feast. We'll go ahead and do that to drop our stress level. And that'll be just fine. Cool. So, once our trebuchets are replenished, we are going to go after some of these de jure duchies. Clean up some of this border gore. That will be absolutely important. The Byzantine Empire will be ours soon enough. Yeah, this is completely fine. We have a bunch of sons. That's exciting. We could disinherit them. That is an option. So he would get the Baltic Empire. He would get Kazaria. And he would get Sweden. So we definitely want to disinherit this guy. That's for sure. It's all the way up here. Awkward. Okay. So giving out the Baltic Empire and the Empire of Kazaria, I'm quasi okay with. Emphasis on quasi. For the time being, we'll let that be. Now, we might want to switch to high partition soon enough once we have that unlocked. And when will that actually be? 19 years? We might be able to get that in time. Okay, sounds good. So our court grandeur is increasing, as expected. So there's a monk holding a scalpel to our throat. Apparently he wants our head. One of the options is to bet him that he couldn't decapitate us. 50% chance that we would be partially decapitated, 50% chance that we would be fully decapitated, and we would gain the nickname the Headless, and we would, interestingly, gain 58 stress. I feel like gaining the stress is kind of pointless, because I'm fairly certain that whether we're partially or fully decapitated, we're dead either way, right? So, there's that. We could take this guy into our basement. Actually, he's seeking the head and wanting to settle for ours. Okay. 90% chance that we wrestle him off and send him to the dungeon. Let's give it a go. Hey, we succeeded. Fantastic. So he is now imprisoned. He was attempting to get a head. Not necessarily our head, but he was willing to settle for our head. Awkward. Very awkward indeed. But that was actually because a court event timed out, which is interesting. Very interesting indeed. Hey, Wallachia. Do we have anything on you? No, we don't. Okay. Nothing here either. Nothing here that we can press. We can press things on Bohemia, of course. What about Mazovia? No, we cannot do that currently. Great Moravia? No. I mean, we fully surround most of these. East Franconia, however, we can definitely do a de jure duchy here. And that's definitely something that we'll do. That's a solid de jure duchy. So we'll go ahead and declare this. Yeah, our trebuchets aren't fully reinforced, but they will... Actually, no, they are fully reinforced. Never mind. We're good. So we're going to raise up over here. We should honestly only need our men-at-arms, right? Well, he has like 6,000 troops. We'll raise a few extra. This should be good. Okay, we'll group all that together, split off our siege forces. And these guys will head on in over this direction. Grab a siege commander, and then we'll head up and look to fight this guy. Wonderful. So this looks pretty solidly under control. No doubt about that. We should continue to pursue this guy for sure. Let's head into his capital next. Are these commanded by ruler? Let's see. No, he is in his capital. Sounds good. And he's just going to siege over here? That's a foolish thing to do. Okay. Now he's running. That's to be expected. That is probably the correct course of action. Okay, so we win that battle. And we can't middle mouse scroll. There we go. Excellent. So he's retreating back towards his capital. We expect him to attack our siege force. Yeah, I fully expected this. But we didn't arrive in time. Oof. So our siege force got stack wiped. I was hoping we'd get there a little faster. He definitely retreated very swiftly. No doubt about that. We'll work on raising our men-at-arms here. That will take 4 months, but that's fine. We're just going to slow siege his capital until then. We did stack wipe his army. 3 months left on our trebuchets coming back. And, I mean, yeah, we need to replenish them, but that's fine. I'm not too concerned about that. Losing our siege force is more of an annoyance than an actual problem. So it's not a concern. There we go. There's our siege force back. They're not fully reinforced, but they're here, nevertheless. Sure, show in the king. And we will go after these guys again. So we're going to do something like this. This time we're not going to chase them too far away. Oh, we don't actually have the troops here. That's kind of sad. We stack wiped them, though, and we're going to get turned around and head on in. There we go. We don't have a breach here, so we can't assault this. Ah, our mother died. Okay. So that means that we just got Bjarmeland. Beautiful. Now, we are above our limit. We inherited a bunch of stuff, of course. Let's see. That is a lot of stuff. I'm just wondering where our territory that we hold over here is. Ah, here we go. We can grant this out to a noble. We can grant this out to a noble. And there's one more, apparently. Here it is. Okay. So we'll grant that out as well. No problem. We'll get this siege done. Eventually. And there is a dangerous faction here. What do they got going on? No, there is no dangerous faction. Okay. Sure. Hey, a small breach. So we can assault this fort if we wanted to. 175 casualties, huh? Maybe that is something that we want to do. Sure. We'll do a funeral. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get this done. This is fine. Excellent. So we captured him, and we will go ahead and enforce those demands. He still has one province, but we'll go ahead and disband our troops here, and we will, of course, need to hand all of these titles out. There we go. And I would also like to check on the status of the duchy here, East Franconia. We'll usurp that, and that will go to this gentleman. Perfect. Okay, so that's a pretty big blight on our empire cleaned up. It's not, of course, done, but that is definitely helpful. So Frisia, we do have some de jure. That's an awkward jarldom. Okay. That's really, really awkward indeed. We may not go after that one. I don't know. It's not even technically connected. I'm probably not too concerned about that. Angria, on the other hand, we do have some de jure that we can claim here. This is going to be 3 wars before we get this in total. But we can get this. And we'll raise up our troops around here. We'll raise our men-at-arms and some levy troops. Actually, we don't need levy troops, but we'll raise like a couple thousand. So this is more than enough. And we'll head into his capital. Cool. We have a son, and we will go ahead and get these trebuchets out. We didn't actually reinforce any trebuchets. That makes me a little sad. But we're going to then pursue these guys. Who is this? Oh, we're mourning our mother. Sure. That's fine. And there we go. We stack wiped them. Wonderful. So the siege will be done very, very shortly here. And this may end the war. That would be great if it does. We'll need capturing to make that happen, I think, though. Let's see. Yeah. Not what we needed. So we'll need 1 additional siege. And actually, this one will finish first, I think. Yeah, it will. So that'll be fine. And there we go. War is over. Fantastic. We'll enforce those demands and disband our troops. That was de jure, but we still got this territory. Cool. I want to check just a random vassal here. We do have too many duchies. I thought that might be the case. What duchy do we have? Skane, Småland, Bjarmia. Okay, we don't need to have this duchy. We inherited this one. So we're going to grant this over to, not the kingdom. We could grant the kingdom, actually. But for now, we're just going to grant the jarldom because we're not hitting our vassal limit. We're actually not even close to it. So I'm not concerned about that for the moment. So that is fine. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we will continue cleaning up some of our de jure territories and defending the Byzantine Empire. And maybe, just maybe, beginning to work on France. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And I will see you all next time.